skill on warrior, just saying, especially the rifle.
Oh yeah, completely.
Crits like ridiculous.
I was hitting like 9k crits in structured PvP with the rifle burst skill, which was just awesome. Just watch like most of somebody's health disappear in one shot. So satisfying.
Okay, so traits. How did you guys feel about the trait system? Do you feel like it could be improved? What were your likes about it and what were your dislikes?
I think it was very much improved, like from the first one, you know. Because I remember I watched like the first. This is kind of off topic, but it's kind of on topic as well. Like the first demo they showed off at Gamescom like 2 years ago or something. And it was like really stupid way of getting traits. It was like, oh, whenever you kill like 100 of these or whatever, you get a trait for that or whatever. So it was like really silly. But now it's really great, I think. And yeah. I just think it's perfect for me.
It gives like fun little buffs. Like my minions, when they died, they spawned like little jacked horrors. So it doesn't do like a lot of difference, but it's like a small difference that makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that you can change them on the fly. You know, I'm actually messing around with the build right now that is both PvE and World v World. So, and like the trait line is the same, but you just have to change out your major traits, obviously. So I can go from like a minion build to like a staff supporting build. I find pretty interesting, and I like that I don't have to respec for that, you know?
Okay, so you spent a few hours getting this gold. We're gonna make you waste it all to make it so you can get, like, respec. I like how Guild Wars 2 made it so you can pretty much go respec whenever you want to. It doesn't really kill you in the price of, like, your money. And it doesn't have that big of a difference. Like, it will give you enough to make it so your build is what you want it to be, but it won't be game-breaking.
Yeah, it does have a feeling of uniqueness as well.
One thing I am curious about is when they do the expansions, if they raise the level cap, how are they going to keep the balance? Because at the minute they've got structured PvP really well balanced if everybody's level 80. But if they increase the level cap, then are they going to increase like structured PvP level cap to 90, or are they going to keep it at 80? That's one thing I really want to find out about, but they obviously haven't said anything about that because they haven't given us any information on the expansions really.
And the way I feel in general about any MMO is that whatever level cap you launch with, you should stick with that for the rest of the time. Like any sort of level cap increase in any MMO in history has mostly just been we're running out of ideas to expand upon the game, and this is the cheap way out. Like I think if the game is fun, keep it at 80. 'Cause if it's fun, it should stay fun forever.
Good reference for that is Guild Wars 1. Level cap is 20. They got a ton of hate for that because you can reach 20 in literally about 12 hours now. Yeah, about 7 hours.
7 hours. 7 hours. If you do factions and then go to...
I've got... let me just check. I have 627 hours of game time on this one character who reached level 20 in about 7 hours. So that's 620 hours of game time at max level. And it's still fun. Like, still happily playing this game without any issues.
And I agree. When they raise the level cap to, like...
Yeah, I think...
World of Warcraft is, what is it, like 100 and something now?
Nah.
90.
Or just count how many times they've raised the level caps. That's what you should be doing. And it's above 5. And did the game's fun increase by 5-fold?
Decrease.
Nope.
So raising level cap actually makes it worse because it just makes it so, because it gets to that point where the leveling curve is so unbalanced. Using RuneScape as an example, like get to 93 and you're halfway, and that's like some MMOs. Like you have to spend 2 months hardcore grinding to get that next level, and for what? Not that much.
Yeah, it's definitely like an old school MMO mentality.
For the end game. It's only for the end game.
Like,
that's why you grind.
Anarchy Online's a good example of that. It takes like, if you know what you're doing, it takes you about a day to reach level 150, and the level cap's 220. So you feel like you've got halfway in a day, but then it will take you about a week to get from 219 to 220. It's really annoying. So I've always been I was really skeptical actually when people said that they were raising the level cap in Guild Wars 2 to 80 rather than keeping it like a really low level cap that you'll get straight away. But I like due to all the trait points and stuff like that, I think it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, I think it's good. Well, I think it's good that that like for this game. No, Guild Wars 2. I think it's good that it's 80, because there's so much to do. It's so much bigger, and also leveling is kind of what will grab a lot of players. Like, oh yeah, I gained this level, and like they can brag about it. That's some people's gist.
Yeah, I like having a definitive level cap as well. I like the fact that when I reach level 80, it's kind of like, yes, I have reached level 80. If they then do an expansion where they raise the level cap and I'm like, oh, I'm not max level anymore, that feels like I've kind of had it taken away from me, the fact that I achieved max level. And I say, oh great, gotta do it all over again now. But yeah,
what they need to do is to, like, whenever they bring out an expansion, is to just like increase the difficulty, I would say.
Oh yeah,
like harder mobs.
Yeah. If they increased the mob level but kept our level the same, that'd be fun.
Don't be wasting
Yep.
Did anyone find with the dodge mechanic that they weren't actually using it to dodge attacks, and they were more just kind of sitting there wailing on the boss until they were nearly dead, and then they just do a double dodge to get well out of its range and switch to a range weapon? Or was that just me being a noob?
That was me being a noob as well. So.
So I started using it correctly. Like I'd be saving that centaur, so when he used that power stroke, that's when I dodge. And I'd be like taking a few basic attacks, and right when he did that, I'd dodge out of it. And going back to leveling, the leveling curve in Guild Wars 2 really isn't that bad. Like how I felt, because I went back to Queensdale when I was like level 28 to help a friend, and the dynamic events were still giving me pretty decent EXP.
Yeah. I actually tried to go to like a higher level area when I was like level 20 and they were like level 26 or something. And I got less EXP for doing that than I was for doing like lower level stuff.
Yeah, I think they really try and force you to stay in your level zone, which I think is a really good thing. I was not looking forward to it when they said that, oh, you're going to be able to sidekick up. I was like, well, why? Why do you need to be able to? Like, it's all you're doing is missing content by sidekicking up. But since they got rid of that, and they feel like they are really saying, like, okay, if you're level 25, you should be in the level 25 zone. You shouldn't be trying to kill stuff more high level, because you will get more experience in your zone. You won't get killed as much. You'll have more fun if you just actually stay in your zone, which I big fan of that.
Who went up against high level mobs, their AI was increased as well. Like, if you were at level 22 and trying to kill like level 26 and you weren't a necromancer, you were almost always dead. Unless you had a group of friends who were there to back you up and like revive you whenever you died.
Well, we noticed that in the Ascalonian Catacombs. If you tried to do that with a team of level like kind of 27s, you just get destroyed. There was no way you could do it without just like repeatedly wiping. But then a team of level 30s, you're fine, and that's only 3 level difference. But it did make an absolutely huge difference in the way that the game was kind of played.
Well, I didn't do the Ascalonian Catacomb. Was it fun?
Yes. Apart from the lovers boss, it's like 2 bosses, and the closer they are to each other, they do more damage. And separating them, like it's obviously you're supposed to separate them because like it says under their name, does more damage when closer to like the other one. So it's like, okay, so we need to get them apart. But separating them was the hardest thing imaginable, because you'd like separate them, but then like you'd kick one away from the other, and then you'd run up to the one that you just kicked away so you could kick them again. But then you'd grab aggro, and they'd just like one-shot you. So then and then you'd be dead, and they just run back towards each other again. So it felt like it was like unnecessarily hard, just that one, because the rest of them felt like they were tricky, but they weren't too hard. But that one boss just felt like unnecessarily hard. Maybe we were doing something wrong, but it was a real pain in the ass to do. Yeah, that's called cheating.
Yeah, I came there as a necro, so I literally had nothing I could do. So I enjoyed being useless in the back. But I mean, one tactic, which is more or less random right now, because I only did it like twice, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But when you would accidentally get aggro from one of them, and then the other one would still be busy with the 4 guys from the rest of your party, you just kind of have to sacrifice yourself, sprint across the room, and then try to solo him. Try to stay alive, kite, whatever you can do. That allows everybody else on the other side of the room to actually be killing whatever boss is on that side. I found that to be the tactic
like
that we went with.
Is how in certain MMOs you can just go farm a dungeon. You can't do that anymore. You can't get like one guy running it for you. They're forcing you to make friends and like enjoy the game with people.
Playing multiplayer in a multiplayer game? No.
I mean, I found that like almost all the issues someone can have with this game would be solved with having a guild that you can trust, like getting gear that's not your own or something that you can't use. Like we finished the catacombs, and I believe we got like 1 yellow piece or something like that. I don't remember. A couple nice pieces by the end of it. And I remember getting exactly what I needed. It was like 2 light armors, or like 1 light armor and a staff or something like that. And a friend of mine was an elementalist and got like heavy armors, and I just laughed at him because it was like, what kind of luck is that? But it's when the game actually launches, I think we're gonna have a system where we say, this warrior wants a lot of critical stuff. This warrior wants a lot of vitality. Send it to that person, and I won't have a problem with sending all that gear to them.
Going with what Judo said, if you have a guild and you want people, Euphoria is the way to go. Hit us up. We love you. And saying that, like, being able to transfer armor like that, it actually just helps your guild more. It makes that like dungeon a little bit easier, because you just geared out one of your friends to make them a little more surviving. And you don't really lose anything, because like when they get a piece of armor that you want, they can just go like, okay, who wants this? And you're like, hey, can I get that? And they send it to you. No questions asked. They're not asking you for payment or anything. It's just ArenaNet made a game that is what we've pretty much all been waiting for. Like, no greed, pretty much. Like, if you die in a boss fight, almost everyone runs up there and gets you right back up in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the warriors and the guardians stay up there though.
The only greed that I'll admit to is now they've introduced group greed. So in World v World, we're setting up, let's say we're setting up a trebuchet for the first time. It's gonna be pretty badass. The first time we're ever seeing it, setting up for ourselves. I said, to like half the guild I was there, I was like, stand next to that damn thing. So when it's built, you get into, like, I don't care who gets into it. It better be somebody from our guild, and then there was like a couple random guys around like waiting for it to get finished. That's group greed. I didn't want anybody else but us to enjoy that thing. Yeah, no way.
Leave us alone.
Did you know you can find your own blueprints? You don't have to buy it.
Really?
Oh, really? I never looted a blueprint.
Yeah, I found like a trebuchet blueprint.
Oh, that's cool. Do they drop off players, or do you have to kill Dolyaks or whatever?
I don't know anymore, but I got it from something.
Well, you get
That's
drops
cool.
from players, and from what I've been told, what I've read, or whatever, the drops don't actually come from the player, so you're not losing anything. You don't have that sense of, I don't want to go play World v World because I don't want to lose shit. And then you also get drops that are equal to your level. And I didn't really get anything special, but it was nice, since you're not playing PvE, you're still leveling. And then I got like a heavy gauntlet or something like that. It's still useful. But hearing that you can get a trebuchet is pretty badass. Because what if you needed that on the fly? Nice.
Yeah, I did get I got a green hammer drop in World v World, which I was extremely happy with. Because it was exactly my level. So it was a level 32 green hammer, and I was like, oh, it was amazing. Because I wasn't expecting loot anywhere near that good from World v World, but it was like exactly my level and exactly what I was looking